Hey G-Squad, welcome back to episode of Is It Worth It? Today's episode we got this cool bit here, and what these are some power station. And you see right here we do have 3 of them, and all 3 of them are from the same exact brand. And all 3 of these are under the River series. This is the River 2, River 2 Max, and the River 2 Pro. So this one right here is the most smallest one, most compact one. This one is a little bit stronger. This one can go up to 1000 watts of power with the X Boost technology on here. And this one can go up to 1600 watts. So for this one, you guys can definitely use it for like your electric kettle and etc. or anything that can go up to 1600 watts. This one's a little bit more weaker, so I might not support it all the way. And this one's a little bit more smaller, so that way it's better for you guys to use a small device, maybe like your phone, your laptop, or anything that doesn't use a lot of power. So the design for each one of these, it looks very similar for the overall design, but the front part is slightly different. Let me actually bring the camera a little bit closer to show you guys what's on here first, and then we'll give it a try for each one of them to show you guys how it does work. So the very first thing that I do want you guys to know about each one of these is the fact that they do provide you guys with the cable that you need. So they do provide you guys like the AC cable to actually plug it into the wall directly to give you guys that fast charging speed when you guys use it. They do give you guys one of these cable, which is DC cable. And they also provide you guys a car charging cable to plug it in directly into your car to charge as well. And notice how this side right here, they do have this option for you to plug it into the power station. So if you guys want to purchase like the solar panel separately, you do have the option to purchase it to use it for these devices as well. Obviously, the fastest way for you guys to recharge it is to use the AC cable here. So that's pretty much everything that's included for each one of them on top of the user manual for each one. But when you guys do look at the product right here, this is what it looks like for each one of them. So this one right here is the River 2, River 2 Max, and the River 2 Pro. Like I mentioned, for each one of these, when you guys do look at it, the design looks very similar in terms of what you guys do get, but some of them are weaker than the other one, and some of them has more output, if you can see. The smallest one right here will give you guys one DC option. The next one right here give you guys this DC option as well, but they also give you guys these option, where the first one does not give you guys the option. The third one right here for the River Max, they also give you guys the same thing, one of these and 2 of these. In terms of the AC option, if you see how they do provide one of the 2-prong and one of the 3-prong, which is grounded option. This one provides you guys 4 of them, 2 of the 2-prong option and then 2 of the 3-prong option. And for the last one right here, they provide you guys 4 of the 3-prong option. And honestly, I like this design a lot more than what you guys get for the other one. Because sometimes if you guys want to plug in like a 3-prong option, maybe like more than 3 of them, you do have option to do it here, but you just can't do it on here. So there's probably something on here when they built it that they couldn't add it on here, maybe too much power or something. Because for each one of these, they do have the overload protection for you guys to protect it when you guys do use it for very powerful stuff. And notice how for each one of them, they do give you guys a button to turn on the AC option and the DC option. Same thing for here, and this one as well. In terms of the USB and USB-C option, this one provides you guys 2 USB-A and 1 USB-C. I believe for this one, it does not go up to 100 watts, but we'll give it a try again, just to remind ourselves. And then this one right here, give you guys 3 USB-A option and 1 USB-C. For the USB-C for this one, it does provide you guys up to 100 watts. And then same thing for this one as well. 3 USB-A and 1 USB-C. That's 100 watts. And notice how for each one of them, if you guys leave it on for a while, the screen does turn off because that auto shut off option to help you guys save the battery on the product. But if you guys turn it back on, this is what the screen looks like. So it does show you guys the input and output when you guys do use it, the battery percentage, and how long it takes to recharge it. And for each one of these, when you guys do use it, you do have to connect it on the app. I'll show you guys that in a second. If you guys do turn on the side, let me show you guys what it looks like on the side. So here is what it looks like on the side for this one, and here is this one. Similar design in terms of the ventilation option to prevent it from overheating when you guys use it. Same thing for this side as well. If you guys do turn it, they also have it in this side and this side. And then the back part is where you guys can plug in the cable to actually recharge it using the solar option, the car charger option, or even the AC option. Let me show you guys what I mean. So once you guys do look at the back part for each one of them, they do have the AC option and the other slot right here for the car charging option. Same thing for this one as well. So this is the River 2 Max, and also this one as well on top, which is River 2. And for the River 2, they do have the ventilation in the back, not the slot like the other ones. And notice how for each one of them, they do have a little handle for you guys to carry around really easily, which is really nice, especially when you guys are using outdoor for camping or something. So what I'm doing right now is a plug-in cable to show you guys how fast to charge for each one of them and also how much power it does provide for the input option. Let's start with the first one on top first. So what you guys gonna do is just plug in the cable in the back. Let me plug it in first. Once you guys do plug in cable, it should start charging. And you see how the power is going up. So the number is slowly increasing, and you see. And you guys can hear how the fan does activate once you guys do plug it in. So right now they mentioned how it'll probably take around 25 minutes to recharge it from 71% to 100. And currently the input that's being provided out right now is 306 watts. So definitely charge really fast when you guys use this one. And the number is slowly increasing when you guys use that. Now let's unplug it and do the same thing for the bottom one here and see how fast this one charges as well. All right, so I just plugged in the second one here, which is the River Max. You can see how it starts charging. And you can see how the number jumps up even higher. This one, it goes as high as 628 watts. And they mentioned how it'll probably take around 44 minutes to recharge it from 26% to 100, which is quite fast. And for this one, once you guys do plug it in, it doesn't activate the fan immediately because of the technology on here. Probably if you guys leave it a little bit longer and once it starts generating heat on here, it will activate the fan. But definitely see how fast it does charge. It went from like 26% to 31% already within a few seconds, a few minutes. And now it's already at 32. And now it's at 33. So it definitely provides a lot of power when you guys do use that. 628 watts at the moment. Now let's plug it into the last one here and show you guys how fast and how much power it does provide for the last one, which is the River 2 Pro. All right, so we just plugged in cable for this one here. If you guys do look at how much power that's being generated on this one definitely probably has even more power. Right now it's already at 817 watts and its number is slowly fluctuating up and down. So right now it's at 29%. And they mentioned how it probably take around 48 minutes to recharge it from 29% to 100. As right now it's maintaining around 889 watts, you can see. So definitely charges really fast and it does provide a lot of power on here when you guys use that. Before we actually test out each different output on here to show you guys how it does work, let me actually show you guys what the app looks like first. All right, so once you guys finish setting up the app, this is what it actually looks like. So because I already have it all set up already, there's nothing for me to set up. But you see how I do have like multiple devices from the brand right here. We have like the Glacier, we have like the Ecoflow River and the Delta devices. Only one that I'm kind of missing on here is the older version that I removed from the app and also like the new one in terms of the Delta 2 Pro. I think in the future I might get that one, but as right now, I'll just use these as now. So for the one that we are currently using right now is the River 2 or the River 2 Pro. So if you guys press right here, it will show you guys the input that's being provided and output when you guys do use it. And you do have the option to turn on and turn off each different AC option or DC option. If you guys go to the other ones here, same thing. Same thing for the Max. If you guys do go to the setting page right here, you do have the option to share access for the device on the app. You do have the option to change the input and output on here when you guys use it. And you do have the option to turn on and turn off the XBoost technology should you guys need to. And then for some of these devices, if you guys haven't used it for a while or if you guys are getting a brand new product, you do want to update the firmware on here. So one right now is update the firmware for all the devices to make sure it's up to date first. And it will plug in the output option to show you guys how it does work. All right, so I just finished updating the software on here for each one of them. Now let's give it a try for the output option on here and show you guys how it does work. We're going to use the output option to charge like our laptop first using the USB-C option to show you guys how much power it does provide. And then we're going to use the output for the AC option to use it for more powerful stuff and see how it does work. Like I mentioned earlier, for the small one right here, it might not support the power for like electric kettle because it does use a lot of power. But the Pro one right here, it might work or should work. But let's try the USB-C option first. So right here, I do have my MacBook Pro 16-inch. If you guys do plug it in right here on top first, once you guys do plug it in, give it a few seconds and it should start loading up. If you see how the power is slowly going up. And the reason why it's kind of resetting is because the battery percentage right now from my laptop is completely dead. But right now it's running around 59 watts. So it does seem like the max power on here is 60 watts for this one. So definitely a lot weaker than the other ones right here, which is 100 watts. If you guys do try the AC option, let me try to use my wall charger that we do have here that supports 140 watts. If you guys do plug it in here, let me put the cable on here and show you guys how much power for this one. So give it a few seconds to kind of load up. Starts charging. And it resets again because it's completely dead for the power like I mentioned. So I'm going to try to open my laptop and see what happens because it's completely dead right now. Maybe I have to leave it open. All right, so it lights up and it resets again on here. All right, so I'm not exactly sure what just happened, but the battery on here went from 71% to 1%. I think because I haven't used it for a while, it actually shut down the power all the way down to 1%. But notice how when we do plug in right now for my laptop, it does show you guys that's providing around 113 watts and the input is 449. And if you guys did run some stuff in the background, let me try to run some stuff in the background on my laptop and show you guys what happened for the watts on here when you guys do that. All right, so I'm running some stuff in the background for the laptop. If you see how the power on here went up a little bit more, is at 135 watts. So the product definitely provides a lot of power for the AC option depending on what device I do have. In this case, I do have the 140 watt wall charger that plugs into my MacBook Pro. So far so good for this one. It does provide a lot of power for the input and output. Like I mentioned, for the USB-C option only goes to 60 watts, but on here you can feel free to plug in more. Now let's unplug this cable and plug on the bottom one and see how much power for this one. So I'll plug it in here. Once you guys do plug it in, you can see this is how much power it does provide. So currently at 92 watts, and immediately once we do plug it in for the USB-C option, the fan does kick in, and it can't reset on here because like I mentioned, my laptop is completely dead at the moment. There's like no power on here, but it does go as high as 92 watts when you guys use on here. And my battery on my laptop is dead, but it does provide a good amount of power on here. And then same thing for this one, if you guys want to plug in like the AC option on here to charge a laptop using your own wall cable, feel free to do so. And notice how for this one, when we do unplug the cable, the input option went down by 100 watts. So right now that's 342 watts you can see. And the cool thing about each one of these is the fact that when you guys do look at the app, it does show you guys the output that's being provided on here as well. So for example, if you guys do go to the River 2 Max, right here it does show you guys the output that's being provided when you guys use it. Now let's unplug it and plug in the last one to show you guys how much power for the last one as well. So let's plug it in here. And notice how for each one of them, they do show you guys a symbol on here for USB-C is on. And for this one, also probably guys 91 watts, which is very close to the 100 watts that they mentioned. But probably because of the safety features on here, it will not go as high as 100 watts, but very close you can see. And every time when you guys press like the DC option or AC option on here, it does pop up the icon on here to let you guys know that it is on. So this one also works as well. Now let's try to use something a little bit more powerful and show you guys how much power it does provide and how much it goes up to when you guys do that. For example, like my electric kettle. But before we do, I want to plug in both my laptop for the first one here first, because I know for sure this one will not support the electric kettle because it's too weak of a power and it won't go as high. Like I mentioned, the small one is more designed for you guys to use it for like smaller devices. So right here, I do have the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro. The MacBook Air, I'll plug it into the small one here because it does go to 60 watts. So once you guys plug it in, you can see how the number is slowly going up. So right now it's maintaining around 56 watts, you can see. So it does provide you guys a good amount of power for that one. If you guys do unplug the cable for this one and plug it on top, it will provide more power. You can see how the number is slowly going up. It goes as high as like 158 at the moment, and the input options slightly go higher as well. So that is how well it does work for this one. Now let's plug in the electric kettle and see how it does work and when it should work for each one of them. And we'll unplug these first. That way it's not in the way of your view. All right, so currently I do have this plugged in to the first one right here. I know it won't work, but I just want to plug it in and show you guys what happens when you guys do turn it on. So we do have it turned on, and watch what happens when you guys do turn it on right here. It immediately kicks in the overload protection on here, and it shuts off the AC option, you can see, and even show you guys overload on here, and it starts charging again. So like I mentioned, for this product, it will not support your electric kettle or anything that's too powerful. So now let's try the other one right here and show you guys when it actually works. So I'll unplug it, and let's plug it into this one. Turn on the AC option. And if you guys do turn it on, we got it on. When you guys do look over here, it does turn on and it does activate it temporarily. So it's showing 618 watts, you can see. So far so good. It's still maintaining around 618, and it does work. It's slightly boiling water. But if you guys give it a few seconds to kind of just use it, you can see what happens. You can see how it does shut off because of that overload protection on here. So similar to the top one, they also have the overload protection on here as well. So as long as you guys are using stuff that are under 1000 watt, it should work. So maybe like a blender or even like a hair dryer option, it should work on low setting. But if you guys use the last one here, turn on the AC option. If you guys do turn on, we got it on. If you guys do wait and see what happens. For this one, it provides guys 800 watts of power on here. But see how the kettle it is working so far. So it doesn't go as high as like 1300 watts or 1400 watts where the electric kettle normally would go. But it is boiling the water right here, you can see. And it is maintaining the power on here to let you guys use it. So they mentioned how if you guys continue to use it, you can use it for up to 16 minutes. And it does work when you guys use it. So in terms of the X Boost technology on here, when you guys use it, for this one, it will allow you guys to use it for any device that go up to 1600 watts. Where for this one here, allow you guys to use any device that goes up to 1000 watts, but just lower the power on here. So this one's more powerful for you guys to use it for more powerful stuff. And this one is actually very nice, but won't support like electric kettle to use it for a long time and see how it does turn on the overload protection. Same for the small one as well. So that is the difference of what you guys do get for each one of these when you guys use it, especially for like really powerful stuff. Very nicely designed product in terms of what you guys do get. Only thing that I kind of wish that they had for this product for each one of them is the fact that it does have like a light option on here to use as a flashlight, because none of these has a flashlight option on here. All right. So now that we show you guys what's included for each one of them and how it does work, if you see the difference for each one of them, the smallest one is definitely the weakest one. The Max is slightly stronger, and the Pro is a lot more stronger out of all three of these. So depending on your need and what you guys are planning to use it for, whether if you guys are using it at home, in your office, for camping or whatever, if you guys want something that's super powerful or something that's just enough for you guys to use for like daily stuff like electric kettle or a laptop or anything else, that is totally up to you guys. All three of the devices are really cool for each one of them for what you guys do get. And it charges really fast, just like what they mentioned, how it charges within 1 hour from 0 to 100%. If you guys are curious about for each one of them, I actually cover each one of them in a separate video for unboxing video. But now that we compare each one of them to show you guys how it does work and what you guys do get, now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not and which one's a better option to go for. Like I mentioned, for each one of these, they are pretty worth it for what you guys do get. It just depends on what you guys are trying to look for and how powerful the device you guys need. When you guys compare all these right here, I think it's obvious choice that the River 2 Pro is the most powerful one in terms of what you guys do get. You can see how it does support electric kettle that can go up like 1400 watts or 1500 watts when you guys use that. Where for the smaller one right here will not allow you guys to go that high. The River 2 Max, it worked for a little bit and it shut off because of that overload protection on here. So if you guys were to rank each one of these in terms of which one's the most worth it, this one's definitely the most worth it, which is the River 2 Pro. The River 2 Max is the next one, and then this one is the last one, if you guys will rank all three of these. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or haven't one of these, obviously don't buy one and save it on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it'll definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.